Hi, my name is Jaden, and for those that don't know me, I am from Stigler, Oklahoma. I enjoy growing gardens, and I have I guess what you would consider like a mini homestead going on. We have chickens, you can hear our guinea going, pigs, and like I said, we're really passionate about growing our own food. I am pretty outspoken about this. In 2018, I started growing, that was my first garden ever. So I haven't been doing it many years, but over the course of time, I feel like I've gathered a lot of knowledge. So I guess I posted something on Facebook and I was encouraged to kind of do a beginner's gardening course, which got me really excited, because if anyone's excited about gardening, I am like, yes, I want to support you as best as I can, because it's something that I'm super passionate about. So here I am. I have kind of ran out of time to do like a really good gardening course that I could share and be super proud of. So what my compromise here is I'm going to bring you along as I start my garden. So basically, there are many ways to garden. Any way of gardening is highly encouraged. Gardening is better than no gardening. But I do want to share like my techniques and my ways about doing things. We really try to practice the no-till method. I am not like organic completely, but I do not spray pesticides or anything like that. So while I bring you along and show you the ways that I'm doing things, you are more than welcome to do exactly what I'm doing, but I also will be giving tips and techniques and different things that you can do if you don't have exactly the situation that I do. Hopefully in the future, I do have a gardening course that kind of lays out everything for you. But this will have to do for now. So I do want to kind of give a short story of how I got here. Like I said earlier, in 2018, I started my first garden, and it kind of obviously changed my life. And I felt like a lot of anxiety that I dealt with over all kinds of aspects of my life. I really found the Lord in the garden, and it healed me, and I'm not even being dramatic. And so that's why, if you hear me talk about it, that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I just want to share that with other people who may be in the same situation that I was. And I still struggle with that, but I can always go find that peace back in the garden. And so whenever I was at NSU, I got a degree in marketing, but I also was accepted into a program for Native American permaculture. And so I do have a certificate in permaculture design, so that's really awesome. I also have spent all these years, I really deep dive into everything that I can. I did a gardening course with Jessica Sowards. She does Roots and Refuge. And I highly encourage you to go watch her for more in depth. But basically, I am just wanting you to follow along with me and see that my very flawed and always late garden is somewhat of a success every year. That's not completely true. Sometimes it's not complete success, but you always get something. There's always some kind of reward, whether that be in lessons or in a harvest. And so I just encourage you to follow along with me. And like I said, if you want to do exactly what I'm doing, I'll show you how to do it. And also I will give other options as I go. So here you can see us laying the tarp down. We have a garden that was left over from the previous years, and you can see that it's pretty weed free. Even some of this, you can see the black that's already laid down. That was just a thinner tarp that we had used last year, but we also used cardboard on one side. So one side had the cardboard with the straw and hay mix as the mulch, and then the other side you can see had that black on it with the hay mix as the mulch. So here we're just continuing to lay all the tarp, and it's a time lapse of us doing that. You can see our little puppies, our little Labradors. Aren't they so cute? And of course we have to have our helper, Mr. Parker Joe. He's the best little farmhand. And soon we'll have old Jackson Pete on the farm too. I mean, he is on the farm. He's just not much of a hand yet. And here goes Jaden, about to make a hand, but she can't get it through the hoop. Good thing I used my head and just dragged them. Okay, and then I'm just going to continue laying the tarp with Parker Joe. And this time lapse is about to finish. Austin's just laying down our pallets here to hold down the tarp, but also we are going to actually plant in the pallets. An option for you is to pull up this tarp and either mulch and plant in it. So you'll have like a weed barrier and a sterile seed bed from the tarp, or you can follow us and we're going to do planting pallets this year. So we'll see how that works. So like I said, the pallets are going to help hold it down, but we will fill those with some compost and kind of tear that tarp where the pallets are so the roots can get down into the soil. So, and then you can also see we have the fencing from last year that's going to help us like trail us and everything. And here's the finished product. So basically right now we have a tarp laid down because that is our way of doing the no-till method. There's so many ways, and if you want to look up different ways, just look up no-till method of gardening. And basically you lay the tarp, and then with the tarp being laid down, it kind of makes the seeds in the ground on the surface sprout, and then they die because it's under that black tarp. So that gives like a sterile seed bed for when you go to plant. So that's a great way to get a no-till method. I also want to encourage you, if you don't want to purchase a tarp, go ask people if they have cardboard boxes. That's what we did last year. The only reason we're going to the tarp is because the cardboard breaks down, but that's also a perfect option if that's the situation that you're in. So you can lay cardboard down, and then you would just top that with some kind of mulch, whether that be straw, hay, or wood chips, and I'll get into that later. So basically, like I said, we've laid the tarp down. You're going to leave that down for like, ideally it's much longer than what we're doing it, but we're going to go for 4 weeks, and I think that will be just enough, and then we'll go from there. Basically, after you get whatever situation you're gardening in, whether that be the container, in ground with a tarp or cardboard, or if you are doing like raised beds, which that would be the same as like a container garden. You want to prepare that, and then moving forward, the next video in my series, I'm going to start some seeds, and I will be going over like tips and different things that like seeds need to thrive. So I also want to encourage you, purchase seeds. It'll be less of an investment, especially if you're a beginner. If you go ahead, buy seeds, start them, and that way you don't go and spend $100 on all these starts and then too much rain wash them all out. So I really highly encourage you to look into some seeds. I really love M.I. Gardner. It's M.I. Gardner. He's from Michigan. I think that's obviously why. And then there's also Baker Creek. Those are a little bit more pricey, but even Walmart. And also, if you didn't know, if you have EBT, you can use those on seeds as well, I believe. So I just encourage you to use that as a resource instead of investing too much. But I'm always rambling, so I'm gonna wrap this up. And I actually tried to video this the other day, and I had Parker Joe with me, and it's much cuter, but the talking before that's why I'm redoing it. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the clip of me and Parker Joe telling you bye here.
Bye.
Hey, get down here and put your face in it.
Bye.
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 Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.